Please, we about to get it on.
There you go.
to the sun, praising our leaders. We're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever young. Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. 'Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
Still wanna try, but still believe in good days. Oh, it's sunny inside, good days living in my mind. Gotta get right, tryna free my mind before the end of the world. I don't miss no ex, I don't miss no text. They choose not to respond. I don't regret, just pretend shit never happened. Half of us laying waste to our youth. It's in the present. Half of us chasing fountains of youth, and it's in the present now.
Across an empty land, I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm Some of that we did, but most we didn't. And why, I just don't know. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture every minute, the feeling in it, slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in her mind? Each time I think I'm close to knowing, she keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time, slipping through my fingers. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile.
It's been the very last lesson that I've had with you, actually. That's been my favourite moment. No, every single lesson has been my favourite moment because you've been so lovely and pretended to listen to everything I've said and been really enthusiastic and worked really hard. So, no, it's been really good fun. Thank you.
My very favourite thing about teaching this class is that we get to do so many different things, so many amazing topics, and I get to have chats to you guys about all sorts of things that are mainly art related, but you are all my gorilla girls.
Yeah. My favourite memory of this class is all of their wonderful ideas to help with my elf on the shelf problem that I had with my 3 little girls. One of my favourite ones being, why don't you decorate your Christmas tree with lots of toilet paper?
Probably when we played charades around Christmas time, trying to reenact different biological things and different everyday objects like a sponge, a museum. It was very, very, very funny to watch.
My favourite moment was when we were reading The Crucible and Tallulah said Pontius Pilates rather than Pontius Pilate.
So my favourite moment with GCSE RS has to be when I thought I was doing something really nice by going around the classroom and saying what I really liked about each student, and it just literally made every student get really offended about what I was saying. I was either not saying their favourite quality about themselves, in particular Lottie I thought I was being really nice about, but she just got really offended with what I said, but I thought I was being really nice. It is my favourite moment because of how much...
My favourite moment of computer science has got to be when there's been a tour coming around and we dared Daisy to say something really complicated and intellectual, and yeah, she did, and it was really funny.
Okay, probably not. I haven't got one favourite moment because just having them every day and seeing them has been amazing, and there's always something in a lesson that I absolutely adore. So it might be something from Isla saying, I've never known what A, B and C means, to open her book and going, oh yeah, it's there, got that. It might be Eunice arriving early morning to an 8 o'clock start, even though her sister says she's awful when she wakes up. It might be Caitlin acing an exam even when she thinks she's done badly. It might be Tallulah writing me a letter to say that she's sorry that her calculator let her down. It might be any of those things, or Bethany sort of like mouthing the answer when I know that she's got it just before everybody else. It's just all those wonderful moments are brilliant.
There have been almost too many moments for me to nail down to just one, but I could highlight the Hot Macbeth incident, in which one of our students insisted on having Hot Macbeth made into a poster, otherwise she would not be able to continue studying the play.
Well, I'd like to tell you about some great science and some brilliant work that they did, but that's not it really. Tallulah falling backwards off a chair was a highlight. That made me laugh for a week. And Kyla hole punching her shirt for about 30 minutes in the middle of a lesson. That was pretty good as well.
I have so many favourite moments. My year 11s, my wonderful year 11 maths class, bottom set, foundation tier. We have so many great stories and so many great chats in our lessons, and there's a few that really stick out in the memory. Without being too specific, I'm always looking forward to Parents' Evening with Baby's dad. Also, there was a very memorable time when both myself and Miss Hall found out about Acacia's nickname and what that really means. And you maybe have to ask Acacia about that, because I don't think it's fully appropriate for a school assembly. Lots and lots of stories, so many good times in our GCSE maths class that I can't go through them all, but there's so many, tear-inducing, laughing moments. Brilliant.
Okay, what I'm going to miss most is the fact that for the first time ever, I had a student who hit the deadline and finished their work before Christmas holidays. So well done, Riley, go Riley. And the rest of you, well done, because all of you smashed a deadline in January. Really proud of you.
I'm going to miss this class so much. They have been amazing at welcoming me new to Talbot Heath, making my whole transition really, really easy in September, and I just really enjoy their company, so I'm going to miss them an awful lot.
Probably where the random stories come up related to biology and we have to kind of explain it, and often it's like, completely different, and you don't expect those stories to come up, and it's something you've watched on TikTok or Instagram or something like that, and we have to relate it, so it's quite funny when those come up.
I will miss all of the random conversations that I have in my lessons, alongside acting out the crucible for revision lessons.
Okay, so what I will miss about the GCSE RS class is the funny things they just come out with, like, utterly randomly. Like, we had a whole debate about what the new Mufasa film was called, whether it was called Mufas. We had a discussion about how you could be like Malala Yousafzai in your day-to-day life, and it ended up with somebody, not being named, suggesting that they could be shot in the head, but I won't name that person. There was other discussions about whether students needed their hearing tested, because they always ask me to repeat myself. It's just those funny little comments that they always come out with.
I will miss our daily gossip sessions, definitely.
I think I will miss that ease you get when you know a class really, really well. So I've had them for 2 years. They're just wonderful. They're sparky, intelligent, maybe a little bit demanding. That's absolutely perfect, because you want somebody to make you the best teacher that you can be, and that's what they do. They are always there, they're always engaged, always asking questions. They're just amazing.
There is so much I will miss about the class, but I think overall is the relationships you guys have with each other, being able to see you guys and how you interact with each other, and all of the fun that you guys have being part of that is something I will definitely miss.
11 PH5, what am I going to miss about you? I am going to miss all of you, because you are some of the loveliest people I've come across, and I really enjoy your company. You make me smile and you make me laugh, and I will miss you.
Well, the number one thing I'll miss is the dedication to equality in science. To give you one example of Tallulah, when she was wiring a 3-pin plug, what did she say? She said, and I quote, "Pretty girls don't wire." Outrageous.
I will really miss having parents' tours coming round whilst I've had my year 11 class, and all the hilarity that goes alongside that. Miss Chaplier, you don't know you're involved in that, as is BB very much. I will really miss question 21 on November 22 and all that brings with it. And just so many really good times that I will miss with this class. They're an absolute bunch of superstars, and we laugh every day.
I won't miss telling Tallulah off for swinging on her chair most lessons. or telling you to put your iPads away rather than concentrating on what you're supposed to be concentrating on. And that's probably it, actually.
What I'm going to miss least is people mishearing me in lessons and then thinking I've said something completely different to what I've said.
What I'm not going to miss so much is Annabelle trying to bribe me every lesson with a penny, and perhaps everyone's obsession with different types of lists.
Going through Vince's business and the moaning and the groaning about Mark schemes not being very nice and very kind. So yes, that'll be it.
I won't miss nagging everyone to give me their coursework and getting people to learn lines.
What I won't miss about RS GCSE is really, this is such an easy answer, is the absolute embarrassment they caused me when I suggested we do some walking meditation, because that's part of the Buddhism specification. I was like, let's put it into practice, let's do some walking meditation. And so we were all very calm and walking down the corridor, doing our walking meditation, focusing on our breathing, when the front of the queue, again, who won't be named, decided to knock on Miss Manley's door and run away. So Miss Manley came out, and there is just all of us stood in the corridor walking like Buddhist monks, and I just go bright red in the face and look really, really stupid. So I won't miss them embarrassing me in front of my colleagues.
I will not miss Lucy's weird seating positions where she dislocates all of the different parts of her body and does this.
Okay, I won't miss telling Cholula not to chew. I won't miss asking Lila to take her for some of the sparkle that she likes to adorn herself with. I won't miss emailing Tash and Annabelle about a missed folder, but do you know what? There's so many things that I will miss that they're minor.
What will I not miss? I might not miss the inventive excuses for late homework. I might possibly not miss having to remind you to have your iPad's flat. That's not a mirror. iPad needs to be flat. I don't care if it's off, it needs to be flat. I won't miss having to remind you of that.
What am I not going to miss? I had to think about this, but having a question that I literally just covered on the board. So having questions and having to repeat myself, it's a sort of thing.
What won't you miss?
Usually I say absolutely nothing, but this year I think the classes were quite nice really, so for the first time in ages I'll say I'm going to miss you all.
I'll really not miss having to send Acacia down to Mr. Craddock's office on those occasions that happens. I'll really not miss being associated with this guy quite so much.
I think Claudia Gow is going to be the most famous makeup artist in the world ever.
Okay, this is really difficult. I genuinely think you never know who's going to be famous. All of you have the capacity to be famous in your own right, and you never can predict it. Years of teaching have told me that. I would say that there's a few people. We've got Tallulah, who I expect to be up there getting her Emmy or something like that, or a Tony or whatever she wants for her awards. And we've also got Darcy, who I imagine can be on The Apprentice in future because of all her kind of entrepreneurial things that she's done to raise money for her trip. So loads of you, but honestly you could all be famous for all the things we don't know are going to happen yet.
Let me think. Maybe Lila for her sailing.
I think probably Waynez.
Yes, her beautiful dancing. She's going off to college to do performing, and she wants to go to university to do performing, so I think probably Waynez would be the most likely to be famous.
I think we'll probably say BB.
I think probably BB. She will sometimes just not be able to hide her feelings about something, and probably the defence mechanism is to laugh.
Well, I think the answer is fairly obvious in our tutor group. It's Elsa. Elsa cannot keep a straight face during anything. She is the most suspicious. If something ever goes missing in the tutor group, it is Elsa is the first one I suspect of moving it or hiding it somewhere from me.
100%.
And it's because she has a face that always gives her away.
I think Francesca Woodiefield is the most likely person to come back and teach.
I think that's got to be Ella. It's a bit of a cheat because I know she wants to be a teacher, but I can absolutely imagine her coming back and being all calm and great with the kids, because I think she's really good with that sort of thing.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Maybe Lilia, because she's so calm and patient.
It's got to be Helena. She is so patient, so calm, and obviously they are very important things to be a teacher. And I think she would come back and she would deal with any difficult classes with her usual serene grace and calm demeanour. She'd be very good as a Talbot Heath teacher.
Very kind.
We just wanted to take a moment to say a massive thank you to our amazing form tutor, Miss Eels. You've been there for us since the start of year 10, through the chaos, the drama, the exams, all of it. And somehow through it all, you managed to stay calm, kind, and always ready for a smile or a laugh to keep us going. You've helped us through thick and thin, whether it was chasing us down for deadlines, which we definitely would have forgotten, dealing with me and Daisy about computer science, listening to our complaining about going to assembly, or just someone we can talk to when things felt a bit much. You were always there for us. We'll remember your support, your good humour, and your ability to keep things together, even when we clearly couldn't. You've been such a big part of our school life, and we honestly couldn't have asked for a better form tutor. I think I can say that all of us would genuinely miss your support and kindness through the madness of school, and we will never forget everything you did for us. So from all of us, massive thank you. Hello? Oh. Where's Miss Hill? Miss Hill! Miss Hill, on behalf of Upper 52P, I want to say a huge thank you for everything you've done for us over the past 2 years. We know we haven't exactly been the easiest form, as we somehow managed to get the most demerits and the fewest house points in the whole school. But despite that, you stuck by us, supported us, and truly made an impact on all our lives. You created a space where we could feel comfortable, seen, and cared for, and those memories will stay with us long after we leave. So to whoever is lucky enough to have you as a form tutor, good luck, because nothing will beat the original Upper 52P. But one thing's for sure, they'll get to see just how kind, patient, and generally caring you are. Miss Hill! You have helped everyone grow and learn over the past few years. I will forever be grateful that you are our form tutor, and I don't think I'll ever forget you. We've all had ups and downs, and you've been there to laugh through it with us. Saying goodbye is never easy, and after 7 years of being here, I find it nearly impossible. It's hard to put into words what you meant to us. Now, as we prepare to leave, it feels like a chapter is closing, one we weren't ready to end. Our new schools won't feel the same without your voice, your stories, your terrible jokes, and your encouragement when we needed it the most. From the deepest depths of my heart, thank you. Let me try and keep it together so you can actually hear my part. Although I, for one, cannot wait to leave school itself, knowing I also leave you in this form behind. God's sake has been one of the hardest things to fathom, and I truly do wish I could freeze this moment in time. Even on our worst days, you always greeted us with a smile and welcoming energy that will always be remembered. You stood up to us because you took time to know our form for who we were. Oh God, that is so embarrassing. Whether it was listening to our complaints or simply hearing about our interests, you always made it known you were someone we could talk to because you cared. Although we are leaving, this isn't goodbye, because the memories we have made as a form will truly stick with us forever. And no matter how many forms you have to come, we will always be the favourites. In Upper Park 2P, we also have Miss Camp as a wonderful form teacher as well. She's always got her eye out for jewellery, whether it was a necklace, bracelet, or even a ring. You always had something to say. But beyond the jewellery critiques, you taught us valuable lessons. You showed us the importance of attention to detail, the value of self-expression, and the power of well-timed remark. Your dedication to our learning, your unique approach to teaching will be missed. As we move on to new adventures, we hope you find a classroom where the only thing you have to comment on is the lesson plan, or the PE drill. But knowing you, you'll probably find something to say about their choice of tennis shoes. Thank you for everything, Miss Camp. Your impact on us goes beyond the classroom, and we'll carry your lessons with us. Thank you. We've got a plant for you. Miss Harris, from the first day we walked into your room, you've been the most amazing form tutor. You've been a listener, a calm voice in chaos, a second mum, and honestly, a bit of a legend. You've seen us at our best and definitely at our worst, whether we're panicking about exams, ranting about homework, or generally just losing the plot. You were always there. You never judged, you never listened, but no, you just listened. You just listened with patience. You just listened with patience, understanding, and probably the occasional internal scream. You gave us your room as a safe space, a place to revise, to escape your stress, or sometimes just to draw on your board. Thank you for telling us about thank you for telling us about careers when we want to, but never really making us listen if we didn't. Right. Through all the stress of GCSEs, you reminded us to breathe, to believe in ourselves, and to laugh now and again. You reminded us that we are more than grades and exam papers and that we're people first. And we're so lucky to have had a teacher who sees us like that. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us over the past 2 years. You've been more than just a form tutor, you've been someone who we could rely on, talk to, and complain to about anything and everything. Even when we were tired, stressed, or just being typical teenagers, you were patient, kind, and always ready to listen. You've helped us through so much, and we honestly couldn't have done year 10 and 11 without you. So from all of us, the tired, the stressed, the loud, the quiet, the ones who never stop talking, and the ones who rarely say a word, thank you. For every small act of kindness, for every word of encouragement, and for every time you put up with our chaos, thank you. We won't forget it, and we definitely won't forget you. We love you, Miss Harris. Right, so me and Claudia didn't get the memo of short speeches, so it's a bit lengthy. Me and Claudia are doing a speech for the most wonderful woman in the room, sorry everyone, Miss Mack. In all honesty, I do not have the right words to express my gratitude towards you, but I'm going to do my best. To all the newbies in the school, most of you have probably not had the privilege to be taught by Miss Mack, and if you have, you know what impact she has on you, not just in the classroom, but outside it too. Miss Mack, you are the funniest woman ever. From our amazing jokes to the times we're uncontrollably laughing, you never fail to brighten up even the darkest of days. You are a radiant beam of light and pupils thrive off your kind and caring aura. When we're not in the classroom laughing, don't worry Mrs. Harris, wherever you are, we are learning as well. I always know where to find you if I'm having a rough day. You're one of the people I trust most in the whole wide world, and you never fail to give the best advice. Even when I'm not sure what's wrong, you've never failed to pick up on it and check in and offer your time. I know you may not see yourself as one, but you really are a hero, Miss Mack. You have saved me in more ways than I could possibly describe, and I genuinely do not know where I'd be without you. When I first came into the school as Year 7, you made yourself known to me, and I instantly knew that I could trust you, which was probably down to the fact that I loved everything to do with drama and never left the drama block, although not much has changed, has it? Nevertheless, I feel like you've seen our year grow up, our drama class not just as performers, but as people too. You've seen me through my best and my worst days, but you've never once judged me. Well, apart from that one time that I came to school as the ghost of Christmas future, but you insisted on calling me Serena Williams for the whole day, because I was wearing a white tennis skirt. But we'll forget that, shall we? The amount of times I've come to your classroom seeking for comfort when I was crying and left smiling and laughing is more than I can count on my fingers and toes. You are the beating heart of Talbot Heath, and whenever anyone mentions this school, my mind always thinks of you, as you are what this school is about. I know our whole year has sometimes been a little bit harsh to you, even when you wanted the best for us, but that does not take away from the fact that we all love you deeply and can never thank you enough for what you've done for us, and for me especially. You've not only secured me a drama GCSE, just about, but you've acted like a second mum to me for the past 5 years, and for that I genuinely can't thank you enough. You really are one in a million, and I don't think anyone quite frankly deserves you. You've made such a huge impact on my life that I can honourably say that you're the Miss Honey to my Matilda. Please keep being you and supporting those who need you most, as I and most of our year did at some point in our school life. You're the most inspirational, charismatic person I've ever met, and I feel so blessed to have the privilege to be around you throughout my years at TH. I may not be leaving you just yet, sixth form, here I come, but that still does not take away from the fact that you've made year 11 and our whole school lives easier to get through, because you're always fighting our corner, even if we sometimes are in the wrong. You have the kindest heart, and you really are the definition of the saying, actions speak louder than words, as you've proven that time and time again. You've put your heart and soul into teaching drama for us, and it's safe to say it's made the most unforgettable memories and lifelong friendships. You are more than just a head of year and a drama teacher. You're a listening ear, an angel, and most importantly, a really massive legend. You may be amazing, but sometimes grouchy is not the best person to find on a Monday morning, when some of us, not going to name names, haven't locked our yonder pouches. However, I wouldn't change that for the world. Please keep being you and keep supporting everyone in the school. And everyone else, please do not take Miss Mac for granted if you have her as a teacher, or if you haven't had her yet, you're going to be blessed. I'm coming from me. Thank you, Miss Mac. I really don't think I could have got through school without seeing your smiling face every day. Okay, Miss Mac, I honestly don't even know where to begin, because no words can truly capture how thankful I am for everything you've done for me, but I'm going to try my best to put into words how much you mean to me. Somehow, you made coming to school easier when it was my biggest fear. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You've helped me in ways I couldn't even imagine was possible, and I hope you know how much that really means to me that someone cares this much. You went to lengths for me in ways that no one else ever did. You think of things to do for me that others wouldn't even begin to consider. And what's even more amazing is that you did it without any expectation, without it being a part of your job. You did everything in your power to help me. You helped because you genuinely care and because of the person you are. You could see right through me and always made sure I knew that I could talk to you without ever feeling like my feelings were invalid. That kind of understanding and that kind of care is so rare, and I can't thank you enough for it. I hope you know how truly special you are, because it's made all the difference on me, and I'm sure I can speak for a lot of people when I say that. You always listened, whether it was to my rants, my worries, or anything that was on my mind, no matter how big or small. You never dismissed anything I said, and I never felt judged. And every time I needed advice or just someone to hear me out, you were there. You've always fought my corner, and you've had my back through it all, as much as you have for everyone else. Knowing I had you in my corner has made all the difference. I honestly don't know how you juggle it all. You deserve a lot of credit. You really are inspiring. I wouldn't be where I am right now without you. I honestly wouldn't have even been able to come to school if it weren't for you. You've been the one person I could count on, the one person who understood me when I felt so misunderstood. And you always knew how to make me smile and say exactly what I needed to hear, which always made me feel comforted on those days. You never let me give up, even when it was the hardest. Your belief in me gave me the confidence to keep going. I'm so lucky to have had you throughout my GCSE years, because I wouldn't have been able to get through it without your support. You helped me grow as a person and have been the best mentor in my life, and honestly a second mum, and I will always remember that. The advice you've given me, the lessons I've learned from you, will stay with me for the rest of my life. You've shown me that actions truly speak louder than words, because you've proven that to me time and time again. Miss Mac, I'm so lucky that I have someone that makes saying goodbye to so hard. Thank you feels too small for what you've done. I actually don't know what I would have done without you. You've made the biggest impact in my life, and I will forever be grateful for everything you've done for me, and I will never forget you. And I will always carry your kindness, your support, and your belief in me wherever I go. Thank you for being you, and never stop. Thank you for always being my biggest supporter. sorry, one quick one before we go. We do have one last massive thank you to say, and that goes to Miss Elford, aka Lucy. Miss Elford is an absolutely massively unsung hero in the school, especially when it comes to things like assemblies, because she has helped us so much making this assembly. Like, half of this stuff wasn't even us, I'm not even going to lie. Most of you probably won't know who she is, probably the person standing behind the camera filming sometimes, like she is today, proving my point. But she's been a massive helping hand. Anything you see on like the TH YouTube or the Instagram or sometimes the Facebook or anything that needs editing, I'm looking at the higher part of the school when I say Miss Holloway's old assemblies. Those were all made by Miss Elford, and she's just a massively unsung hero, which is why she's getting this little speech today. And we just want to say a massive thank you. All your hard work into making this and your patience with me being in your office all last week. Sorry. Trying to explain what we wanted, but it must have worked because you know what? It was amazing, so thank you so much. So if you'd like to come and get your present, you're more than welcome to, but she is manning the camera, so I don't know how it's going to go down. Please can everyone give her a massive round of applause, especially year 11. So guys, if everyone can stand up in an orderly fashion, that'd be great. Exit. The exits are that way? That way.
Yeah. Okay. So from the rest of the school community, I'm just going to take a minute to thank all of you, not just for a tremendous assembly today, which was absolutely brilliant, hugely entertaining, lots of amazing memories, but importantly, thank you for all of your contributions to the school over your years. Whether you're staying with the sixth form or moving on to pastures new, you will always be a huge part of the Talbot community, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all for everything you've given, everything you've done, for the people you are and the people you will grow into be.